first saw that 1981 remake of The Day of the Triffids when I was about 14, and I thought, I want a Triffid. I couldn't find one down the local garden centre, but I did see these bad boys. The sundew and the Venus flytrap, they live in nitrogen-poor soil, so they need to supplement their diet by catching and digesting flies. How cool is that? And it got me thinking, well, how do you classify a Venus flytrap? Is it a plant or is it a green animal? In fact, how do you classify living things? In the early 1700s, there was no real order in the way that we used to classify living things on this planet. Then along came Carl Linnaeus, and he derived a new type of classification, which was based on physical features, characteristics and bone structure of all of the living things that were known at the time. And this Linnean system begins with kingdoms, and at the time he had the plant and the animals in two different kingdoms. The kingdom is subdivided into phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. This was the early 1700s, and so the system could be used by all countries. Latin was chosen as the names of each of the divisions. So if we were going to classify ourselves, our kingdom would be Animalia, the phylum Chordata, being Latin for spinal cord or the vertebrates. The class would be Mammalia, order Primates, family Hominidae, genus Homo, species Sapiens. But multiple species could have the same name, like Tom. So a binomial name system was derived, and this uses both the species and the genus. So we are Homo sapiens. The genus name always begins with a capital and the species name the lowercase. So my pet Venus flytrap was Dionaea muscipula, or Betty as we like to call her. Now this system is still used today. However, advances in the way we use microscopes, and that allowed us to analyse DNA samples and internal structures, allowed us to come up with new models which are now combined with the old Linnean system. In the early 1900s, another Carl Woese, came up with a new system called the three-domain system. Now he used evidence gathered from new technologies, analysis of DNA sequences and RNA sequences, and he found that some species were slightly less related than we previously thought. Hence he came up with the domains, and these domains are placed above the kingdoms. So the domain Eukaryota includes all of the eukaryotic cells, such as the plants, the fungi, protists, and other animal kingdom. There's the main Bacteria, and that's the single-celled prokaryotic kingdom, and they occur almost everywhere. And there's the archaea domain, and the archaea are a different type of prokaryotes, but they live in more extreme environments such as hot springs and salt lakes. And the bacteria, prokaryotes, they are often referred to as the true bacteria. Archaea, they're often referred to as primitive bacteria. Your challenge then is to learn the names of each of these levels of classification: domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. Best way to do that is to come up with some sort of mnemonic. For example, dear Kate, please come over for great spaghetti. Feel free to compose your own mnemonic. Usually the ruder ones are the most memorable. So the Venus flytrap seems that it shares more in common with plants than animals. Just likes to eat flesh. But hey, it's unlikely it's going to uproot and come looking for you.